So you're busting your butt, you're doing what you need to do, you're getting orders, you're building your business, and then someone you know buys a vinyl cutter. What do? How do you act? Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So that is the questions that we are answering today. That's the things we're talking about because it happens, guys. Oh my gosh, it happens. If you have a crafting type of business or really sometimes any kind of business, it just happens, right? And the first and most important thing, I'm not saving this to the last. I'm putting this right first because you need to hear it. How you react says more about you than it does them. Let me tell you that again. How you react says everything about you and nothing about them. Okay? So understand that. There's a couple ways that this all comes about. Like I said, sometimes you're just going to suddenly see this person. Back up. Most of the time, this person is not a real close friend. It's more like an acquaintance. You know, but don't like. They're not like your best friend. I mean, it might be, but most of the time, it's not. Usually it's not because your best friend is probably just going to straight up ask you in person, say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Like, what do you think? You know, how would you feel about it? That kind of thing. Your like best friend is going to, you know, say this kind of thing. So you have that usually that kind of relationship. If not, maybe you need to reevaluate your best friend. Just saying. But usually it is a friend, but not like, you know, anyway. So there's a couple ways that you're going to hear about this. One, you're just going to suddenly see their products online and maybe they look like yours. Maybe it's the same design. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Two, they're going to send you a personal message and say, tell me all your secrets. Where do you buy this? Where do you buy that? All of those things. So let's talk about both and how to handle those situations. I think it's really important to say that we all started somewhere. And most of the time, maybe you did it all on your own. Maybe you did every bit of research on your own. You figured it out on your own. You built it on your own. But most of us, we had people that helped us along the way, that answered some questions, that maybe they were doing it as well, or showed us the ropes to some degree. Maybe not all the way. We all learn as we go, but usually there were some people in our lives that helped us along the way. And I think it's really important to have those people in your life, and I think it's really important to be those people in other people's lives. So let's start with the DM, the person who messages you, hey girl, thinking about getting a Cricut. You know, where do you get your shirts? Where do you get your vinyl? What kind of vinyl do I buy? All of those things. How do you answer those questions? I'm going to tell you right here. I just do. I just answer. I am an open book. You want to know where I buy my vinyl? I buy a lot of my vinyl on Amazon. I buy a lot of my vinyl on 651vinyl.com. A lot of places like that. Those are, it just depends on what I'm wanting, how much of something I'm wanting, that kind of thing. Where do I buy my shirts? Buy my shirts at Jiffy Shirt. There you go. There you have it. And occasionally I'll pick up one at Hobby Lobby or Walmart if I need one on the fly. There you go. I mean, is it a little higher? Yeah. But you know what? Sometimes you need a quick one. That's how I do it. If you're starting out, just go get some cheap ones at Hobby Lobby or Walmart. That way you can practice. That's okay. I'm just an open book, and I just show people this. I'm gonna tell you a little story, quick little story time with Amanda. There is a guy in Springfield, Missouri. His name is David Leong, and Mr. Leong, created what in this part of the country is known as Springfield style cashew chicken. It is also my favorite meal in the entire world. So when he created this, and you know, and he's still alive. You can Google him, read a lot about him. He's a fascinating veteran. He's just absolutely fascinating man, and he's still alive, and he still sits at his restaurant today, and it's amazing. And I've seen him and met him several times and love it. But he shared his cashew chicken recipe. He shared it and he gave it out, and he just, you know, so many people were like, why would you do that? Why would you give out this, you know, coveted secret recipe? And he just says you have to help people along the way, and that's just kind of how I feel. You just have to help people along the way. So yes, I tell tell them, I try not to overload them with information. I mean, I guess it depends on their attitude as well. If they have kind of a strange attitude or a strange, I don't know, era about them on the way they're asking or something, maybe I don't just overly, you know, overwhelm them with something, or maybe I do. Maybe if they're just like, they have the more of a know-it-all information, I'm like, hold on, there's a lot more to this than just putting stickers on a cup. Like, that's what people will say, I want to put a sticker on a cup. Well, actually, they're called decals, and that's what you're going to want to make, right? So there's a lot of things, and, you know, you can get as technical or as non-technical as they want, or as you want, that kind of thing. You know, and I'm honest with them. I'm honest with them, you know, as far as, you know, there are going to be things that you make good money on, and then there's things that you don't, and so, you know, you just kind of have to figure out what works for you and things like that. So, you know, I really am honest with them. I know that when I started, I've been doing crafting, I've been doing craft shows for over 20 years. Now, when I say that, sometimes I get some hate mail in the comments below, because they're like, you're not old enough to have done it for 20 years. Actually, I am. I'm 37, just if y'all wanted to know. I just turned 37, and I actually started doing craft shows when I was 15. We did them to raise money for my high school band, to raise money to go to a trip to Washington, D.C., and that is when we started doing craft shows, and I have done them ever since. We just continued on and just grew from there and built a pretty successful crafting business. Actually owned a craft store before moving across the state. So yeah, things like that. I say that because I've had a lot of experience with this, and through the years of learning from other people and also sharing my knowledge with other people. And you know, there's always going to be people that copy your things, and yeah, you can apply for copyrights and patents if you want to go down that route, and you really should if you know if you have something good you want to do. But a lot of times it's just about creating new things. That's how crafting is, and the styles and trends will change from year to year, and so will you. And so that's kind of how it's about. But yes, I answer their questions. Okay, so secondly, instead of getting the personal message, you just see their products showing up on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, right? What do you do? So now there's this awkwardness. Now, if they're not close enough that there's not an awkwardness, fine, whatever. But if they're close enough that it's like a little awkward, like, hey, you know that was my gig, and now you're doing it, what? So what do you do? I reach out to them. I do. And I say, hey, I saw that you were doing this, or hey, I saw you got a vinyl cutter. Girl, what'd you get? Tell me about it. You know, maybe it's different than mine. Maybe you can do something mine can. We can work together. You know, the idea is we're building each other up. How can I help you? How can we maybe do this together? Hey, we should get together for a craft night. Wouldn't that be fun? Yeah, that kind of thing. I really do think that you open up the possibilities. You know, right now, my life has been crazy. If you've seen some videos in the past, you know that things are like really crazy with my life right now. My son just had a car accident not too awful long ago. We've been in the process of buying him a new car. He did get a new car, yay! So I don't have to take it back and forth to work all the time, which is hallelujah, right? School just started, so now we're back into scouts and karate and things for my younger one. And again, I have mentioned a couple times that we have a very close family member with a chronic illness that we're going back and forth and seeing and things like that. So we have a lot of things going on in our life, not to mention that my husband and I both work full-time careers. So in addition to YouTube and my crafting business, I actually work at a career. So that was a decision I made several years ago when we moved here, that I had my college degree and I did not reopen my craft store because I wanted to further using, I have a bachelor's in psychology and criminal justice, so I work as a caseworker, you know, doing that kind of thing. So that's what I wanted to do, and I love this as a side hustle, and it's been really good. Sometimes it makes more money than my actual career, but they're both my passions, and I love being able to do two things that I love. So what I'm getting at, because I'm just a talker, right? So what I'm getting at is that you can, by building those relationships, there's been a few times where I have just not been able to do an order. Like something has happened and I am just like, I'm really sorry. I can't do that. I can't. There was a school group recently that wanted me to do a school just, yeah, I mentioned the school just started back up this week. So there's a school group that wanted me to do some shirts and I just can't, and I just don't have the time. But you know what? I've made some really good connections with good acquaintances, friends, and sometimes we've actually gotten closer through this crafting, and I'm able to say, but you know what, my friend so-and-so, they can help you, and they like that. And it's not, I don't feel like I'm just giving a business away, but I'm helping a friend, and sometimes in return they have actually done that as to me as well. So somebody might contact them, maybe they do shirts but they don't do any woodworking, and they're like, hey, you did some shirts for me, but I was wanting to know, do you guys make the yardsies? And they'll be like, no, but my friend Amanda does. And so you can work off of that with each other. Okay, so now that we've covered that, what if it's not that? What if you guys don't do different things? What if you do the exact same thing, or they started doing the exact same thing, sometimes in the same style, whatever. Maybe you do shirts. I use shirts as an example because I get a lot of them, but they're actually my least favorite thing to do. I don't know. I just don't. I don't feel like, I feel like I spend a lot of time on shirts. I don't make as much money. Some people, that's their bread and butter though. Like my friend, or my cousin Missy does shirts and she's like killing it. And that's basically all she does. She does a few other little things, but mostly she does shirts. And yeah, way to go. If you Missy, if you're watching this, hey, and I'm so glad you're doing shirts. I'm not as crazy about it, but I do a few. But say you're doing shirts and somebody's doing the exact same style. Like, how do you compete with that? Okay, how do you come out on top? Because maybe the relationship isn't there. Maybe it's not going to be there. Maybe they're not really a friend, but more like a rival or something like that, right? So how do you win? How do you win? And this is how you win. Be better, not cheaper. Hear me? Be better, not cheaper. You don't have to lower your prices. You don't have to undercut them. Now, if there's a big differences in price, yeah, maybe you can, do a few dollars here and there, but that's really, price should be the last thing that you're really concerned about. You need to up your game. And you can do this a lot of different ways. Say you have a social media channel and you can do a giveaway. You can do a giveaway just to get more likes and comments and people engaging and turning on those notifications and things like that. It always helps with YouTube. You can always like my videos and comment and notifications and things like that. But do a giveaway. Do a giveaway and that will drum up some business. Another great idea is a loyalty card. So maybe you get some like business cards and you do like every 10 shirt you get one free, or every 10th order, like maybe if you do different things besides shirts or something like that. Do a loyalty card. Most importantly, and again, these are not really in order, but most important, make sure your quality is on par. Like maybe instead of using the Gildan shirts, you up your game and you do Bella Canvas shirts. Sure, it costs you a couple extra dollars, but the quality of the Bella Canvas shirts are a lot higher than the Gildan shirts. So then when people get your shirts, they're like, oh, they're so soft, they're so nice. Your quality is better than their quality. And that, my friends, is the most important thing. Make sure your quality is on par. The last one on being better, your packaging. Your packaging can say a lot. Maybe it's that you wrap your t-shirts in tissue wrap or something pretty, or you have a pretty little sticker or something like that. I give out these canvas bags a lot. I got them through, it's an American Express. It's for small business Saturday. And so I do, sometimes I have some extra ones left over. So many times if somebody has ordered 3 or 4 things from me, I will package it in one of these canvas bags, and I get more compliments on my bags than I do anything else. So maybe you pick up some bags at the dollar store or order them on Amazon or wherever, and you just really up your packaging. So up your packaging, and that will, people will be like, oh, I got that from someone. And again, these just say shop small, but it wouldn't take much to like write your name on it or do some kind of tag, or maybe you do like a thank you gift with your packaging. Maybe you just use a Walmart sack, but you put like a little thank you gift in it if they order, so many things. Or maybe you run a promotion that say for every, maybe you do water bottles, and for like every water bottle you get, I don't know, a coaster, or you give out a free koozie during the summer, or it's something, just something that you can come up with for $1 or less that you can give them as just a little thank you. Those are just the kind of things that are really going to elevate your business and make you win. And lastly, I just want to say that imitation is the best form of flattery, right? And I always think of it as, I'm always flattered when somebody takes my idea and they're like, oh, I'm making that. That means that they thought I was a success. And I love that, and I can build off of that. And there does come a point, I love the season of life that I'm in, as far as I'm still crafting, I'm still doing shows. We are revamping our business big time. More information on that to come. A big change. Because I could just use another big life change right now, right? Anyway, I promise I have video clips of the whole process, and I will get you that very soon. I'm excited about this new adventure. I love being able to, share with you guys, and I love being able to teach you guys. And so make sure you don't miss those teachable moments. The idea is that we straighten each other's crowns. We're better together. Don't forget that you're better together, and you can build, and the idea is that we all win, right? It's not about being cutthroat. Yeah, there are going to be people who are just ugly, and people are going to be your rivals, and that's, and you're going to have to like keep that to a minimum, things like that. But I really, really believe you could win with kindness, and I really believe that you just have to up your game, and you don't have to play into the negativity. You really don't. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for spending time with me again. I hope you found this video informative. I hope that you inspire others, and you create together, and you just lift each other up. And I cannot wait to see you very soon, because I've got a lot more videos coming. And anyway, thank you so much for all your love. Thank you so much for all your support and your prayers during our little transition phase and through the difficult times of the things we face. And I love you guys, and I will see you soon.